Oh, Dev, I need you to pay attention for a sec. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Dev, solemnly swear to do the best of my abilities to let Lucas talk today.
to stop. Five, four, three, two, one. Pills about a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to do
Was
with
that Star Fox? Good luck. Just say good luck. Fuck, that hit me so hard in the childhood. God damn.
What are we shopping at Wayfair?
Do a barrel roll, Fox.
Use bombs wisely.
Man, when they brought that shit out for 3DS, it was so great. I played the shit out of that on my 3DS, mainly because that was the only thing I got with it. That and the Ocarina of Time.
They killed Majora's Mask. Like they made it.
I didn't play that one on the remake, so.
All right, this has been episode 6 of the Pillars of Autumn podcast. I'm leaving the band as of right now. Piece of shit. Best Zelda game.
Okay, hold on. I've played Majora's Mask. I just didn't play the remake, dude.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to play my 3DS because I was bored with it.
All right, this is why we're not letting Lucas talk. Dev, start something.
I'm drinking both whiskey and beer at the same time.
Isn't there like an order? Like whiskey and beer, you're in the clear. Beer and whiskey.
Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. No, wait.
That's if you're a bitch.
Beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer.
Liquor before beer.
Bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Yeah. Call him the head.
Anything, I would say beer before liquor. Now, I could be wrong in the science behind this, but because beer is lots of sugar and shit.
There's sugar in beer?
Well, where do you think the alcohol comes from?
The hops and the barley.
Yeah, yeast and sugar.
I guess it eats the
yeast
sugar.
Eats
okay.
Sugar and shits out alcohol, right?
Fair.
Lots of sugar in this. Lots of sugar in wine, right? I mean, it's a fruit. Well, wine's not a fruit, but it's a byproduct of one. But the sugar increases the hangover. It does. That's just
because it dehydrates you and it fucks you up.
And alcohol alone dehydrates you, right? So I'm thinking, if you drink the thing with the sugar earlier in the night before you sleep, I feel like you have a better chance of not having that much of a hangover, opposed to if you're loading up on liquor and then ended your night with beer.
I mean, fair.
I think where the saying comes from is like you're drinking the thing with the less alcohol content as you like in the later of the night. So like your nightcap is just a beer, but I don't think it matters really. I like if I have 5 beers and 5 big old glasses of whiskey.
You're an alcoholic.
In either order in the same amount of time. I feel like I'm going to feel the same. I feel like I'm going to feel the same tomorrow.
Maybe, listen, for the sake of science, I believe we need to test this.
I'll fucking do. Well, Mythbusters actually did that. Oh, sorry, I'm really far away from my mic. But Mythbusters did that as an episode.
I'm sure. Yeah, Tori was just like, "Oh, yeah, we should really test this because it is very scientifically important."
I remember. I do. I remember that episode and how fucking hungover they got
for science.
I don't remember the outcome though. I think at the end they were just like, we both all feel like shit both times. So,
I mean, fair. Just down.
What were we talking about beforehand? Majora's Mask.
Yeah, the best Zelda game.
I thought we were not talking about that.
Well,
no, you're not talking about that. You're out.
I mean, I got
turn your chair around.
Can you see it on my wrist? Oh, not really. Triforce tattoo. Haha.
Yeah. But that's every game, so you can't like. I've absolutely set in what my favorite game is.
Yeah, that's true.
You just got to Triforce.
I wouldn't say Majora's Mask is. I gotta stop slouching. Is the best, but it's definitely it gets a lot of shit from a lot of people, and I would say wrongfully so.
So a lot of kids got traumatized by that game.
Like, let's look at it from the fact that Nintendo made it in what 13 months or like under a year.
It was a year. Yeah.
It was something crazy after Ocarina of Time. And fucking, I know again, Ocarina of Time isn't the perfect Zelda, but for what 1999, it was a good. Oh, Ryan's gone. For
damn it.
1999, like that is a big game to follow up with. Like Ocarina of Time still absolutely holds up. You good, Ryan? Do I need to stop? I'm gonna keep talking.
I'm working on it.
But
I'm working on it.
Yeah, so Ocarina of Time, big shoes to fill. And then to follow that up within a year.
It's the same engine.
Not even just a new game, but a new Zelda game that the whole mechanic is entirely different. It's not like they just took Ocarina of Time and put it in Terminal, right? The whole 3-day aspect and having to go back and forth from times and kind of like that. What's that one really shitty Sega game? Is Shenmue? I think it's called.
Shenmue was shitty. Shenmue was good.
But Shenmue has that real time event thing going on where certain things happen at certain times, and if you miss it, it's kind of gone, sort of deal.
It's a persona, and that's what makes that game great at points.
Yeah. So Majora's Mask had that, and I feel like a lot of games at the time didn't really dive into this open back and forth. Like, look at a lot of games that came out in 2001. Like, it wasn't even 2000. It was 2000 when Majora's Mask came out. Everything was fucking straight line linear, like super linear. And now you got this game where it's like you got to fucking travel back in time and know everything. I would say that game was definitely really, really ahead of its time. I feel like a lot of the gripe that it gets is that you actually have to think about what to do. You know what I mean? Like I've beaten it a few times. I've done my all mask runs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that like it doesn't have as much replayability for me because of that, I got to actually sit down and remember and think. Like, I mean, I can play
Wedding
like
Mask
once a year.
That Wedding Mask side quest alone, it's the full 3 days. You have to deliver that letter on the first day. You have to make sure to encounter and get the
that's the Fox
Kitsune mask.
Right?
Yeah, you have to get the mask, and then you have to go do that. Then you have to do a dungeon in like the last 15 minutes, and then fly back really quick to see the wedding, and then reset time. Like it's great.
The most bullshit mask for me was the one where you had to defend the cows from the aliens.
From the aliens? Fuck yeah, that was the well-known mask, and it was amazing. It was great. The 3DS fixed it because it actually added some aim tracking and some better aiming ability.
On the 64, it was
terrible.
But like, I would say, yeah, Majora's Mask is definitely a really, really good Zelda game, but it is definitely not for everyone. If you went from Ocarina of Time expecting that same leisurely adventure, you're not getting that from Majora's Mask.
Yeah, favorite Zelda game? Go.
My favorite, Twilight Princess.
Lucas, favorite Zelda game? Go. Unmute yourself where everyone can see the little mic. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Crunchy.
Fuck, man. I don't know. I'd probably say Ocarina of Time just because I played it the most.
Respectable.
Just basic bitch answer.
No, Brian, answer and then I'll follow up with something. Well, yeah, yours is Majora's Mask, right?
Yes, that is the entire way this conversation started.
So I was just asking, but can we divide this up between handheld and console Zeldas? Because I feel like those two types of Zeldas.
Well, then does Breath of the Wild count as a handheld?
No, it's a console. The Switch is a console because it's got TV shit.
Because like.
Just
even
Netflix
if you take the GameCube version of Four Swords and the handheld version of Four Swords, so two totally different.
It's two different games. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Totally different games.
Yeah.
So I would say console would be Twilight Princess, and I know a lot of people don't like this one, but for handheld, Minish Cap, I love Minish.
Yeah, I actually like that one.
I really
Oracle
like
of Seasons. Oracle of Seasons was my favorite.
Really?
DS or Advanced?
Oracle of Seasons or Ages. Seasons Ages, though they're like the same games, but
they're basically the same game.
Yeah.
And that was Game Boy Color, right? Those two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love those games so much.
Yeah, I think Minish Cap was for the Advance.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
No, that one's good. I kind of fell off after Spirit Tracks. Well, I don't own my own DS, so I had to play it off my girlfriend at the times. I played off her DS, but
Lucas, favorite handheld Zelda?
Fuck. Was it Adventures of Link 2? Where it went to the side scrolling when you went in?
That's console. That's SNES.
No, it's not.
Is it? I had it on a handheld.
No,
didn't I?
Legend of Zelda 2.
I had it on a Game Boy.
Oh, Zelda 2. Yeah. I thought you were thinking of A Link Between Worlds.
I thought I could have sworn I had that for a thing, but then A Link to the Past.
I was gonna say they probably ported it to handheld later.
Yeah, they did, because A Link to the Past was also handheld. I had that for Game Boy.
Yeah, that one I would say is my favorite handheld because I played A Link to the Past.
Wait, was Link to the Past SNES?
Yeah.
Originally? Oh, well, I never played
it. It went to Game Boy.
I only played Link to the Past on Game Boy.
I'll give you a win on technicality, Lucas.
Yay.
Yeah, I would say I feel like the majority of people were introduced to Link to the Past on handheld. So
majority.
My favorite Nintendo series has always been Metroid. I love the Metroid games.
Mine used to be, and then it became Splatoon.
Is it really only two?
I love Splatoon too.
Can it really be a series if there's only two?
Yeah, it's a sequel. And the DLC, so it's like 2.5. Yeah, it became Splatoon. I loved Metroid until I waited 10 years for Metroid Prime 4, and 3 was absolute shit, and Other M we don't talk about. So Metroid just kind of dipped to second place. It's now Splatoon.
I never played that many Metroid games. Like, I never played I remember the first one that I played was on the GameCube. And I think it was first person, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was Metroid Prime 1 or 2.
Echoes.
Yeah, I remember I remember it was a cool game. I don't remember beating it. I don't remember too much about it. I just remember like, I curl into ball and go into tube. This fun.
Prime was amazing. Fusion was great, especially because you could
Fusion is the best Metroid game ever.
No, it's Prime. Prime 1.
No. Prime 1. I'm a big fan of the side-scrolling traditional. Like, I hope I know they'll release Prime, but I hope they go back and polish up the old ones and give us some remastered fucking side-scrolling shit. Because Return to Samus, yeah, the one they just redid on 3DS. I didn't even got to play that yet. I played it on my friends. I have not physically owned it because I always forget to grab it or it's not available. Like, it was hard to find for a while. So I really want to play that. I'm just a big fan of the side-scrolling style. Like, it started the Metroid, Castlevania style. Metroidvania, yeah. And I love that style. Don't get me wrong, Prime, incredible. Like, that stands out as one of my key childhood games because it was very different from everything else. Even as a FPS, it's super different.
Mm-hmm.
But the original side-scrolling, there's something about it. It's perfect. It's the right fit.
I feel like that's one of the reasons why I didn't get into Metroid as much as most people did. I never really played many of the side-scrolling games, like Castlevania or what Contra, shit like that. I played a lot of Metal.
Very different games, but yes.
But you know what I mean, like that kind of style, like those games. I never had those. I never had those consoles growing up. Like, I played Metal Slug on the stand-up arcades. Like, the only time I had any sort of
way to play it, my friend.
Metal Slug 3 on an arcade machine.
The only time I've ever had any sort of exposure to those kind of side-scrolling classics was at arcades, or maybe at a friend's place here and there, kind of thing, growing up. But my first console was when 3D stuff, like the N64, PlayStation 1, shit like that.
A little baby.
Well, I had an NES.
But
I don't think I had
of
Nintendo though.
What I grew up with a single mom who video games for her kids wasn't exactly priority on the gift list.
Is she still single?
No.
I'll keep asking every week.
But so when it came to those classics, by the time I got my own consoles that at home, I missed the mark. I missed all that. I started playing my own games with the 3D stuff, so it made more sense for me to get more into Zelda. It was a good point, but I do I went back and played all those classics. But I feel like a lot of those kind of the joy, and when you go, Metroid's my favorite game, that kind of gets set in your brain when you're a kid. Because now I'm just going back and playing it as a video game. To me, it's just
if you go back and play the first Metroid,
now.
It's a cool fucking experience. I recommend you play the very first.
But if I did it when I was 10, though, if I did it now at 25,
You're
Yeah,
not
like I
going
was
to enjoy
saying,
it much now.
if I go back now as a 25-year-old, it would not hit the same.
The
as if
music
I was
is so good in those games.
Okay.
Literally, Metroid has the best fucking soundtrack for OG systems. It's
Pretty good.
what they were able to do with like 8-bit and shit, like, but the emotion they just stress through it, like it paints. It's like literally the music from Alien in Ridley Scott in its
I'm gonna
own
ask
way.
you-
Like, it represents the whole film in a whole.
I'm going to ask you all a much harder question. Favorite game of all time. You can only pick one, no substitutions. I can very easily say Killer 7. Killer 7 is by far the greatest game I have ever played in my life.
That is so hard
Yep.
because
This is the hard
Half-Life
question.
Alex.
you're
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it might be because I hopped into VR and that was one of the first experience I had. So not only was it my VR pop cherry for a serious game, but it's also an incredible fucking experience. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say Half-Life Alex.
that is hard, especially my taste in games have changed so much. I'm going to answer this based on what
Answer
game
it based on this. Answer it based
like-
on this. If the world was to end and you had the ability of all the consoles and all the games to grab one that you could play for the rest of your life.
And that's basically where I was going to go with my answer
Yeah.
because the replayability and how the game never gets old for me, Dark Souls.
First one?
I'm going to say the first one for one reason. If I had the option between 1 and 3, 1 and 2,
Not two.
1 and 3, I would say 3. I like
I'm the only one who likes 2.
because like I like 3 in the sense that it's finished. They finished
yeah,
it.
they
It is
actually
a
did
much
it.
more fleshed out Dark Souls game. But
Hair.
if I only have to pick one, it would be Dark Souls 1 because the way the game itself is put together, like Dark Souls 3, you hop from place to place to place to place because you basically get the coiled sword shard. You can go in like immediately, so you can start warping around. But Dark Souls 1 is created so like every aspect of the game is connected in some sort of way via shortcuts. So you can go from the very bottom of the map to the very top with a couple different, like the map itself is so well woven together. It's a fun game. I love the game. So I would say Dark Souls.
Lame.
Yeah, and it's like, is it count if you have it? Can you still play with friends, like with other people?
No, you're the only one. This is just you. You are the
Only
last man on
person.
Earth with the last console and the last game.
Call of Duty.
You'd
Bots
always
for
get
life.
victory. You'd always win.
Call
Every
of Duty
Warzone
Ghost.
match.
I still have that
warfare.
game, but it's still in the wrapper. I haven't even opened it.
Put it back. Give it. Burn
Use
it.
I
fix,
played my
yeah.
dad's copy and we went, fuck that.
Okay,
Bury
Extinction
it
was
like
still a
the
good
Oscar.
mode.
Bury it like
Which was
Jumanji.
MW3? Modern Warfare 3 was before that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we went back and
Second.
played MW3. We said, fuck it.
Extinction was great. I don't care. I
I love
liked
how I
Extinction.
love how most of the cutscenes from Ghost are just reskinned from Black Ops.
Mhm.
They're the same cutscenes.
Yeah.
It's reskinned. Like how fucking lazy.
That's tough.
That's what happens when
Yeah.
you get 1 year to work on a game.
Oh my god. It's just
Man, my answer would obviously change because obviously I'm not playing Half-Life Alex for the rest of my life. I would fucking die. But if I had to play only one game for the rest of my life like that, oh fuck.
I mean, yeah, I guess if it was one game for the rest of my life, it would be Bloodborne, just because of replayability. But yeah,
Fuck, I'd say yeah. I would honestly say, honestly, yeah, probably. I'd honestly probably say Bloodborne 2 as well, or like Grand Theft Auto or something that it's
That's
like
fair.
more like the more you play it, it's different, or like a roguelike of some sort. You know, so it's different every time. Something so I don't quite lose my insanity, but you're still
No
like
Man's
rinse, repeat.
Destiny 2, but the
So many
servers are dead,
things.
so I can't do anything.
Yeah,
So
solo raids.
I'm guessing both of you guys have beat Bloodborne, right?
Many,
Yes,
many times.
multiple times. I think
okay.
I've beaten it 3 times. It's the only like Soulsborne game I've beaten more than once. Honestly, wholeheartedly.
I'm getting there, man. I'm struggling with that game. Not necessarily because of the difficulty curve, but like
You
I was just telling Ryan today, the boss that I'm at right now, Dark Beast
The optional one in the Hyperion jail.
in
Fuck,
the
you guys are gonna make me go
in
open
the-
up my PS4
in the
again and
like
get
what
this game.
unseen fucking village or whatever.
Mhm.
But so I'm not too sure if it's because Amanda has the smaller PS4,
Like
but
the OG one, right?
like the really really thin. It's tiny, man. This little tiny itty little baby.
Better than my fat bitch PS4 that sounds like it's gonna explode every time I run Netflix.
I would rather a console that's not because that thing chugs at like 28 frames at most.
Gotta play it on the Pro.
And,
you gotta play it on the Pro.
And just like I was telling Ryan, I'm gonna have to fuck with the brightness because I'm trying to kill the dark beast. Now this thing's like all skeleton. It moves around like wet spaghetti. The frames are dropping. It's too dark, so it blends in with the rest of the world. And I can't, because there's electricity everywhere. I'm just like, I can't see it. This is the first, because I know we talked about this on podcast before where I'm like, I never get motion sick. This was the first time I had I had to stop.
Thank you, Lucas.
Playing. It's not even VR. I had to stop playing because the camera, the way it was moving around, the way he moves around, everything made me legitimately sick.
Let me give you two pieces of advice.
I got him down to like no fucking health, and I died. I'm like, you know what? I can't deal with this because like the last 5 minutes of that fight was just me fighting him. I'm like kind of looking away. I'm like,
two pieces of advice here. Yeah, it's like toxic. It's have fun. Enjoy your hard game.
I hate it.
There you go.
I hate it.
Keep playing it.
And
Keep playing.
I do like Bloodborne a lot better than I do Sekiro, which is a shame that I jive with the world of Sekiro more than I do Bloodborne. I know you guys like Bloodborne, but compared to Dark Souls, the lore is great, but I find the world itself kind of boring. Like
this
the way
the sixth episode of the Pillars of Autumn podcast, I'd like to think.
Shut up. So
I get what you're coming from,
but like Dark Souls 1, it lines you up with a fair bit of direction, but doesn't spoon feed you. Basically, you start Dark Souls 1, it's like ring 2 bells. Over there, like okay, like and you just go. Off you go. And Bloodborne, it's just like there's monsters. What the fuck do I got to do about it? Fuck you, huh? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like
you're a hunter.
There's like
you're looking for a cure for your cough. You have COVID.
But that's not even explicitly told. It's just like go.
Just on the note right next to where you wake up. Literally, it's right there.
Yes, but it's just like okay, why is this my problem?
Because you need to.
I solely played Bloodborne originally for the Lovecraftian like nods the whole time.
But
like then I fell in love with so much more.
It's all like that Lovecraftian dark gothic horror. So I like it for the aesthetic, but as a world, I don't really feel like I'm in it. Like when you're in Dark Souls, you kind of feel like you're Dark Souls, and when you're in Sekiro, the world in Sekiro feels so fucking good.
With those games, they use a full palette, and then Bloodborne's like just this corner of cool colors, kind of type style. You know what I mean?
And
like,
then another thing with Bloodborne is that there's so much fucking geometry. Like how often I get stuck on like ankle high fucking tombstones, and I die in one hit because I don't know what I'm getting stuck on. Like, but there's so much going on. Why does there need to be 500 tombstones right here? Right?
Because 500 people died, you insensitive bitch.
But there's so much going on in so little space and constant.
It makes the whole game
if it was one area, you can feel crooked without it actually being fucking cluttered. Like there's a lot of area like in the Undeadburg in Dark Souls 3. It's very wonky. The towers are folding over each other, but it is not filled to the brim with just shit that you're getting stuck on. Oh, and fucking the unseen village where the enemies just respawn. They just respawn constantly.
Because you have to kill the bell lady. That's a mechanic.
You do. I do kill the bell lady. They just pop back up.
Then there's another bell lady.
You gotta go take care of the other one. There's
they
always
just
another bell lady.
Spawn.
They're everywhere.
You're gonna have to like get good, kid. Jesus.
I like Bloodborne because I wouldn't like Bloodborne as much as I would if I didn't like Dark Souls before. Because what it does is it takes the idea of like it changes the fighting style. That's what I like about it. Is like it totally takes everything at a different curve in your healing system. Yeah. And that's what I like about it. Almost like because that's the way I did not play Dark Souls, to be honest. I was slow slug or long distance in Dark Souls because I sucked and I couldn't do the deck shit. So, and then when I got to Bloodborne, it kind of forced me to play that way. And I think doing that, I learned and fell in love with the whole idea. And I guess that's why it drew me in hard. But I like the whole mechanic and how like it's all about keeping away but getting close at the same time.
Yeah, I like the mechanic that there's a couple things I do really like about Bloodborne opposed to Dark Souls, and of course there are a lot of things in Dark Souls that I do prefer. Right, and there's no way around it. I understand that they're not the same game, much like Sekiro. I understand that Sekiro isn't Dark Souls. You can't treat it like
Still
such.
haven't played it.
But the last boss is like, well, I'm not gonna get into like the story.
Spoil it away. I don't care.
But no, not even spoilers. But it's not the same game, right? Okay, unless you played Dark Souls doing only parry attacks, which
is it like
who fucking does?
Yes,
it is very.
Tenchu's also from.
I love Tenchu. Okay, maybe I'm gonna pick it up now.
Also from. So yes.
Can you play as the dog?
No.
Damn it. You might like Sekiro. But with the thing with so there's a few things with Bloodborne that I do like. There's a few things that I don't like. So when it comes to the combat, I do like how it kind of forces you to do that dex build sort of thing, that it's constantly maneuvering and then finding the best angle of attack on your enemies. What I don't like is kind of going back to the brick wielding fat ass, is that
despicable
even if you're nowhere, and I do legitimately nowhere near that attack, it still hits you. It still hits you. Doesn't matter if you dodge perfectly.
I'll put that brick in your face. Say what? Now what you gonna do with it?
We've just been copyright struck. Thanks.
So I think a blocking mechanic, not like a shield, not like Dark Souls,
wouldn't a shield,
be
by the way.
Awful. And I don't know where it is, but not so much. When you're in Dark Souls, when you're two-handing a weapon and you can block with it, but it's still a lot of that damage translates to your health bar. Still, it does, right? You can put a buffer between you and the hit, but you don't absorb all of it. I think that wouldn't be a terrible idea, because there are certain aspects where it's like I can dodge and still get fucking hit. So if I can lessen that by like 10% of damage, that could be a big game changer in the attack. Another thing that I'm not huge on is that they kind of went the Demon Souls route, where health is an item. And, I feel like, especially with this kind of gameplay, that Dark Souls really killed it with the Estus idea, that you have a very limited amount of this thing, but you get it upon rest, right? Where it was like when I fought the Ghosts of Yharnam, or the Shadows of Yharnam. I beat them. I walked 2 feet ahead of me, and there's Rom the spider. So I'm just like, dude, I have no fucking blood vials. Like, that's basically you walk into a building, jump off a bridge, and there's Rom the spider. So I'm like, I have no fucking blood. And I get that. However, blood vials don't fucking drop. They do off like 2 enemies. It's the fat asses with the brick. But it's one of those things where, like, to me, a good game, you shouldn't not even have to farm, because technically
Hell
I
point
don't.
Nails it,
right?
By the way, that's one thing you do nail, is the health and hell point.
Yeah, you only get it back by killing enemies. It's great.
Yeah, it's literally like Estus, but you earn your blood health back by killing enemies.
If you run out of heals, you have to go grind kills.
So but that's the thing, where it's like the kills, that's a definite thing, right? Or the blood vials, it's maybe.
You can buy them.
You want to spend 1,000? You want to spend 1,000 blood echoes to buy them?
Makes you makes them rare, and it makes you like, one, hold on to them, but also like, maybe I'm not going to get health. Maybe I should be extra careful. It's like,
but I was telling Amanda that, where I'm like, it's like that. It's that meme where it's just like, hey, I'm gonna die here. Should I use a blood vial? No. Guess I'll die. Guess I'll just die. Guess I'll just fucking kill myself and then come back here and hopefully get my blood echoes. Oh, my blood echoes were absorbed by the biggest enemy here. Now I gotta kill his ass and get them back. That's a cool mechanic. I actually really like that one.
You want to know something funny? What? We've officially ostracized half our audience for 34 minutes.
If you don't like FromSoft, get the fuck out.
We've just officially... Pillars of Autumn is actually a throwback to Demon Souls.
Our favorite games list was just FromSoft games. So
It was.
I feel like everyone as a collective just loves the From Software games in this band. So
There's something so appealing about them. Like
it's because they're not typical games.
They're hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like not
not
even the ridiculously hard ones either. Like I love Armored Core. Like Armored Core is such a wicked game. I was watching this video on YouTube. It was a guy going off about all the earlier FromSoft stuff because he's like I like FromSoft. I don't really like their ridiculously hard like Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls games. I'm not a big fan of those. But he's like I hate that everyone's just like expects FromSoft to make this because they got big with Demon Souls. So he made like this hour-long video of all the titles that FromSoft
Armored Core
did.
2.
Wait, back,
No, way back,
further, way back.
I know, but Armored Core 2. I fucking forgot about Armored Core, and you brought them up. Armored Core 2. God damn.
Did they do
Armored Core
Tenchu or Shinobi?
They did Tenchu.
Tenchu, okay.
Shinobi was that not just Sega? Did not Sega?
Yeah, it was originally Sega, and then when it ported to PlayStation 2, it was done by Red something or other. Fuck, I can't remember the name of their shit now.
I didn't know it got ported. I just know about the
oh, really? You never played the third person one? There's a third person one for PlayStation 2. It was like a relaunch they did for Shinobi. It was sick.
So you said you had a
wall run
story.
and stuff.
You said you had a story for us today.
Oh yeah, I did actually. Yeah. So I tempted Haley. Get this white light off my face. So I decided to make sushi because I eat sushi a lot, and I'm like, I haven't tried to make sushi in a long time, so I'm gonna make sushi for my lunches. So I went to the stove, and I picked up some sushi rice. I picked up some seaweed, some rice vinegar, some avocado, some yams, all the shit I need, some panko crumbs, all that jazz, some hoisin sauce, all that shit, teriyaki glaze. Get home, make it all. Cutting everything up, prepping everything, mean sushi roll, perfect slice, wrap 5 rolls up, put them in the fridge, take one to lunch. So excited. Talking about it to my coworker at work. And I go, yeah, man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to eat them. And he's like, oh yeah, like how'd you make them? And I was talking it through the process. And I was like, yeah. And then I carved out the avocado, cut it into my slices I wanted. And then I just rinsed the yam and then started cutting the yam and putting the yam in. And he goes, you didn't cook it? I went,
you didn't cook the yam?
Fuck.
Wait, so you put raw sweet potato into your fucking.
So now I have 5 full rolls of sushi made with all raw sweet potato
with a starch brick. There's a starch brick in the center of that.
I'll say
wrapped in
something.
avocado and rice.
It's got crunch.
Just because the fish is raw doesn't mean everything else needs to be raw.
So I was like so happy for it. It looks so gorgeous. Beautiful picture. If you're willing to make it work, I'll throw a picture to Ryan.
Yeah, send me the picture.
I will. And it actually looks pretty damn good. But
actually,
if
Ryan
I had
prefers
cooked
when you
the
hold the
potato,
phone
it
up
would
to
have
your
been good. No, I've done that too many times already. I don't want to get my 3rd strike. I a learning boy. But yeah, so that was really silly. And then, but we still ate it, and he had one, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? It was still all right. It was crunchy." I was like, "I fucking bet."
It was firm.
And then it was funny. The best part was I texted SB. I texted Sarah and told her, I was like, "Yeah, I forgot," and she's laughing her ass off. And then when I pop over to her mom's place to see them before I came home, she's like, "Yeah, we had sushi today." But she had gotten me some, so now I get to eat really delicious sushi and see how shit mine is in comparison for dinner.
You've convinced me. I'm ordering sushi after this.
It was great though. We had crab
rolls.
wontons with cherry sauce, and then we had a little crab California roll with spicy mayo.
Making your own sushi is so fucking hard. I tried it.
It was all right. I just fucked
once.
up on the cooking.
I tried it once shortly after I moved to Toronto. Much like you're like, I got all the goodies, and I had the idea where I was like, I love sushi. How hard could it be? How hard can this
An entire
be?
country does it daily, so really.
Bro, it looked like shit. It was awful. I'm trying to I got like this like bamboo mat that you like roll up the sushi.
Oh no, you
with.
use saran wrap.
Well, I had the little. It came with like I got
Oh,
like
it
a
was a
sushi
kit.
kit where
He's got a kit.
yeah. So it was a kit that came with the bamboo thing, the vinegar, some like sesame
had that when I went
seeds,
to the
shit like
store.
that. And then I had to go and get my own rice and all the shit that I wanted to fill it with. So I had the little bamboo roller, but like, bro, it was really fucking hard.
Better or
Really
worse
hard.
than the sushi you had that ruined
It's like
your
rolling a
class
giant
experience?
joint.
Oh fuck!
It's just like rolling a giant joint.
Oh,
Was it
look,
better or worse than a purple salmon?
I don't think Lucas knows about the story. Fuck. Well, I mean, that sushi looked fine. Mine looked
No, it
terrible, but it
didn't.
didn't. But
Sushi did not look
it,
fine.
like,
Explain the sushi.
so I'm gonna call them out just so they can sue me. But
They're gone, by the way. They're not there anymore, so you're fine.
Then fuck them.
Yeah.
So by the college I went to and where Ryan was working, there was this sushi place just around the corner called CJ's Lunchbox. And so we'd go over there, like we had our like half-hour lunch break during college, so we'd go over there and get some sushi. And I always got the salmon rolls. I love me some spicy salmon rolls. And I got there, and all the salmon rolls were gone. So I'm like, the fuck, man? They're like, no, we're making new salmon rolls here, or here's these ones, and they kind of put them into the little fridge area. And the only spicy salmon roll, the salmon was purple. Like it was warm. It was almost hot, like not like spice hot, but like lukewarm purple.
Don't use my name in this story.
Oh yeah, it was you warm purple.
It was warm purple. Like the fish was purple.
It was Fred Warm.
So I'm looking at that and I went, it's lunch. I gotta go. I gotta get back to class. So I took it and I ate it. And like 15 minutes into class, my stomach's just and I'm just like,
I wonder.
I'm just not in a good fucking place right now. Everything hurts. And
Barney
class
Salmon's
finished-
coming upstream.
class finished early that day. Thank you. Class finished early that day. Our teachers just said kind of like, I'll just say that we did the full day and you guys can go fucking home. So I went home and I'm on the TTC and my stomach is bubbling. I'm just like, I don't feel good. I'm on a bus on the way home and everything's hurting. I'm on another bus. It's like an hour and a half and I'm holding. Everything is about to come out in all directions. And I open up the door and the girl I was dating at the time was like, hi. I'm like, no. Beelined it for the bathroom. And I'm just like on the toilet bucket, just everything was just exiting my body all at once. Just fucking oh dude.
And that was the story of the Barney salmon.
Dude, I forgot about the purple salmon.
Now, was that experience better or worse than the time I saved your life?
I don't remember half of it. So, I mean, I was comatose for most of it.
I'm going to tell that story. I saved Dev's life. So
Sarah saved my life because she went and got you because she was crying.
That's fair. He was puking everywhere. I was not going in there. But the night before, we all ordered Subway. Oh, did everything free?
It's not going to ruin Subway for me, is it?
No, it is not going to ruin Subway.
No. It's not going to ruin Subway. It's more of a quinky dick, but
that's a safe place for me.
Dev froze. Oh no, there he is.
I had Taco Bell yesterday. Okay, continue.
Okay. So we all order Subway. We all get the subs. I literally ordered the exact same thing Dev did, but he added like olives. I think was the only difference. So it was like
black olives.
Yeah,
you always get black. Yeah, black olives.
It was like a black olive. So that was the only difference. So we all had it. It was just fine. There was like 6 of us that all had these subs, and then at like 4 a.m, when I'm going to bed, I hear Dev in the bathroom throwing up. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's not good. I'm gonna go to sleep. Fuck it. So I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning around 11, and like his girl, I'm gonna call her his girlfriend at the time, was like sitting in front of the bathroom door with a bucket as Dev was like whimpering in the bathroom because it was apparently coming out of both ends. So I'm sitting here. I have this crippling fear of vomit. If someone throws up in front of me, I'm out. Like I'm done.
I tried to be as quiet as I could.
Yeah, he knows.
It's a good
this,
thing I
so-
didn't buy the fake vomit from Spencer's.
Oh,
that
dude,
day.
vomit is like. I am more afraid.
That's Ryan's no-go.
I am more afraid of someone throwing up in front of me than I am of dying. I will take getting hit by a truck over dealing with someone puking. Like, it is just immobilizing fear of vomit I have. So thankfully,
I love throwing up, so I'm sorry.
Oh God, I'm never riding with you. He's being very respectful and quiet and just dying in the bathroom until about 4:00 p.m. when this girl comes out, bawling her eyes out, going, "I'm trying to get him to drink some Gatorade, but he's just laying there and going, like legit, he's laying on this bed, just sideways, dead in the eyes, moaning. And she's just like, Gatorade, drink the Gatorade, drink the Gatorade. So it reached a point where it was like half an hour and he wasn't able to sit up and drink anything or whatever. So I'm just like, fuck, I'm calling an ambulance. Like, I'm not dealing with pukey dev. I'm not a medic. Fuck it, I'm calling an ambulance. Get him in the ambulance. I think they offered you a shot to stop the nausea and you declined it because you just don't do needles.
No. What happened? Because I wasn't conscious until after I got to the hospital. So that's basically where your end of the story. That's where your part of the story
ambulance.
ends.
I feel like I've done my bit.
Off he goes. So long, partner. Okay. So what happened was much like Ryan's story. Woke up at 4 a.m, constantly vomiting. Now, what Ryan didn't know is that from 4 until 4, from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., as we distinguished last episodes, was
sorry. Yes.
I didn't stop vomiting. Right. It was cut as soon as I had a sip of water, it came out. Like, my body rejected everything I put into it. By the time the paramedics got there, my fever was 104. Right. Going up and up and up and up. Like, my fever was constantly rising. Right. I remember laying on the bed, and then I remember being in the hospital. Sarah saying that they gave me something for the nausea that they just stuck. The moment I knew that I wasn't okay is when they stuck me with a needle and I didn't know.
So they did give you the shot. Okay.
Yeah. So much like with Ryan hates vomiting, I hate needles. I can't do needles. Not like specifically syringes. I can obviously I can do fucking tattoos, right?
I don't know what's in them. But
so I get to the hospital and I'm hooked up to an IV drip of water, just straight water. Just because I was severely dehydrated to the point where like I was like 12 hours of throwing up. My face was all sunken in, and they're like, he's not okay. I had ice packs all over my body, and I was in extreme pain. Like, I would take my herniated disc over the pain I was in during that. So much so that they had to hook me up to morphine. Now, if you've ever been on morphine,
I forgot about the morphine hangover the next day.
Buddy. Morphine equally feels great when you're on it and it hurts like a bitch when you're off of it. But what it was is that I had a super flu. I didn't know a fucking super flu was a thing.
24-hour super bug.
A super flu.
Super flu. Do.
Super flu.
No one else. Oh my God, no one else got it. There was like 6 other people in that house. None of us got it.
I don't hate vomit. Dev hates needles, and I hate blood. We're dead.
So let's not get hurt. Just don't get hurt.
But if I swallow a syringe and throw up blood, you're done. Fast. All of us.
Oh. No, man, the syringe has to be in my arm. I can. Well, actually, no, it would be in your arm. That sucks too.
Here's what.
But
I'll put the syringe in you, take out the blood, squirt it in my mouth, and he throws up. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't know that fucking super. First off, I didn't know super flu was a thing. Secondly, I didn't know it could happen so fucking fast. Like, I was fine the night before, and then I almost died. I didn't like the paramedics that the paramedics said that if they're like, if your fever wasn't under control, you could have died. I'm like, dude, you're gonna tell a man I'm morphine that? Like, I'm not okay right now.
I saved his life. I'm a hero. He owes me his life. Find me a house.
But it's like what's that one skit where
man, that sucked.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't matter. Keep going.
It also terrified me because for the longest time, I thought it was the subway. And I'm just waiting for it to kick in, having panic attacks, saying, like, I'm going to be puking for the next 12 hours. I'm going to die. I'm done. I'm going to die.
You were doing that? Like, freaking out with yourself? All while you're making fun of me.
There has to be some balance, right?
You're like, haha, this guy's got food poisoning. And it kind of ties into like when Ryan and I were living together, that food poisoning was a common occurrence with me. Because I would just fucking eat anything. I would just like I remember the pulled pork tacos I got from Dogs. Those things fucked me up, dude. I was throwing up for like 6 hours after that and just shitting. So food poisoning was a common occurrence. I thought it was food poisoning too.
Yeah,
right.
I thought
so. It was a common occurrence with me. So the whole time Ryan's like, "Ha ha, this guy's dying." Ha ha. Meanwhile, I was actually fucking dying.
He's actually dying. In the back of my mind, I'm like, "I'm next. This is gonna happen to me. I should stop laughing." I threw up again. Fuck.
Yeah, no, just the super flu was just hard, just sitting in my body, just waiting to come out. I haven't had the flu since.
I still remember the day you left for work, came back 45 minutes later, and then spent an hour and a half shitting. Like you made it 45 minutes at work. I don't know. You
which time
threw up on someone's porch and then had to come home. Oh no, you went around the side of the house, puked next to their house, and then went. Yeah, I'm out.
I think I was in Barrie that day. No,
was you were around. Town? You had to because you came home 45 minutes later after work. And I'm like, wow, short day, and you're like, bathroom.
There's been a few times where I've thrown up on people's. I think 3 times I've thrown up on the job. One was from heat stroke. It was like 43 degrees out, and I'm out knocking doors all day. And it was a road trip too, so we did full day, like full 9 hours in the field. And 45, like 43, 45 degrees with humidity. Yeah, I got pretty uncomfortable. And it was to the point where I'm talking to people at the door, and they're like, no, I'm not interested. I'm like, hey, that's cool. Let me ask a question. Would you, if it's not too much, would you be able to fill up my water bottle for me? They're like, nah. And just close the door. I'm like, I'm going to fucking die. I'm going to die. I just need water.
No.
Like, please.
At least use the tap around the house.
Most people. You would think most people would be like, yeah, let me fill that water up for you. No, I had one guy ask me, this one old dude, he's like, the hose is out back. I'm like, I'm not going to your fucking backyard, buddy. Bye. I will die before I go in some creepy old man's backyard for his hose water. All right. Soft water only.
Right here, boy.
But no, man, fucking.
Mind winding for me.
So that's one of the times. I remember another time I was sick. I was not well. And I was like, fucking hustle, bro, all day hustling. Oh, life is a grind. I was like that for a bit. So I went out into the field, and then it was middle of winter. So it was that thing where like, I'm all bundled up, my jacket, my scarf and all that. But like the outside is so cold, and I'm cold too. I'm fucking freezing. I'm shivering. My hands are numb. My toes feel like that they're curling in on each other. But my body feels so hot and cold at the same time. Like I'm sweating, but I'm freezing. And it was that constantly kind of going in from people's houses to this, like the cold streets. I'm like, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. And my body's like, stop. And I couldn't do it anymore. And I guess the other time was that one. But oh man, I sometimes I miss knocking doors, but sometimes I don't.
That's the majority of the time you don't.
Majority of the time I don't. It was definitely a fun job. It was definitely fun, and it was lucrative if you can keep up with it. Yeah. But it got to a point where I was tired. I didn't want to keep hustling. I just wanted to chill. You were also
physically broken.
Yeah, no, after I fucked up my back, it was
literally broke.
Because even when I was off injury, like now, like I'm doing okay, but even like I'll go out for walks. I try to keep up with my step count on my phone, so I'll go out for walks or even skateboarding. And then after like a half hour, like my left leg starts to hurt and my back starts to hurt.
You're old like me.
No, I just got permanent nerve damage. You're
old like me. Let me have
You're
something.
OAB, bro. Old and broken.
I don't know.
OAB already.
It makes me think, what would I be doing if I didn't fall and hurt myself? You know what I mean? Like
falling right now and hurting yourself.
I feel like you'd have syphilis.
Falling and hurting yourself harder.
Why are those mutually exclusive? Syphilis or herniated disc?
Listen, I feel like if you had not broken yourself on the job, you would have ended up going to Vegas for a while to get that thing with Caleb, whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd come back with syphilis. I think if you did not break when you did, you would have syphilis.
I was supposed to go to the States. Yeah, but like even when I was working, I met Amanda before I got hurt.
You'd still have syphilis.
So-
It's Vegas. I know you.
I don't think that's how willpower works, though.
I think it is in Vegas, yes.
Because what happens in
But-
Vegas comes home. with
I
you.
gotta pay. I gotta pay for those
Yeah.
women. I won't even pay for food.
No, you're a salesman at that point. You can sell them your dick.
Hey, I got a proposition for you. Here's
If you're
a
a
pamphlet.
good enough
They open
salesman,
up
you can
just-
sell your dick to a stripper.
Hey, boy, you looking for a good time? Actually, can I ask you a pretty honest question? When was the last time you had a good time? Like, honestly, a good time? Because you're working, right? It's a job.
it
But
is.
when did you have a good time? You know, come on, let's go. Let's have a couple drinks. Let's talk about it. And then, boom, syphilis. I don't want
Jeez,
syphilis. Wait, can syphilis be cured like gonorrhea?
Yeah, syphilis and gonorrhea are curable.
Cool. Okay, I wouldn't mind then.
Again, that's,
Oh, okay.
I'll take syphilis, but no herpes. Herpes is
that
off the
shit
table.
Sticks with you. That's
That shit sticks with you like a bassist best friend that used to be your roommate that hates you now and lives in Hamilton.
hey, I'm working on it. All right, I'm trying to come back. Fuck you.
Oh, you can live on my kitchen floor.
I mean, thematically, I'm down with this plan. Thematically, we're actually set for that. I'm a broken
It
man.
works.
I need a place to stay in Toronto. I'll just
I have
sleep
a
on your floor
I
for
have
4
a
months.
whole nook that I can place some couch cushions on, and you can live there.
Unfortunately, you threw away
There's
the couch
so-
that you slept on, so
There is
I
so
have
much
no room here.
space. No, someone took it. We put out our big couch, right? The two big couches, and then I put out the little brown one. They left the big comfy couch and they took the blue one. They took the blue
blue
one.
one,
They took the shitty blue one.
that couch
Why?
has seen
Down here,
so much shit. I've had that couch, or when you got that couch, I had it for like 5 years. That couch has seen so much shit.
Oh hell yeah.
That house,
Hell
that couch
yeah.
has housed a lot of bodies.
Body
Dude,
count.
there is so much there is so much DNA in that couch.
Really, it folds out. I've had so much pillow fort couch sex on that thing because it like folds out into a mattress thing, and then you can just like put a stick in and put a blanket over it, and then it's just like, oh, are we doing this? Yeah, we're doing this. Sorry for the couch.
I was gonna make it. I was gonna make a joke, but I forgot we're doing the podcast.
I appreciate the resolve. Maybe you wouldn't get syphilis in Vegas.
Oh, a secondary thought.
It was that the joke was at my lips, and I went.
Well, thankfully we've reached the hour, so we can end this, and then you tell me this joke.
All right. Well, episode 6 of season 2. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Pillars of Autumn Official,
That is correct, yes.
Instagram at Pillars of Autumn Official.
That is
You
now
can find
correct.
us on
Yes.
Spotify. Wait, it is it's correct.
That's what I said. This is now
It is.
correct. It was wrong.
Oh, I thought
for
I said
like
that's.
a year.
I thought you said that's incorrect.
No, that is now correct.
It's now correct. A year later. Yeah. So we're a band. So you can find our music
yeah.
wherever you find music.
I do that. Yeah, we do that sometimes.
Yeah. So you can find music wherever there's music. We're also called Pillars of Autumn there. Funny enough. Ironic. Merch. Oh, Pillars of Autumn official.bigcartel.com. We got shirts. We got CDs. I'm tired.
I know.
What?
If you want to watch, if you want to watch some great content during the week, go follow DeFancy on Twitch.
Yeah, twitch.tv/DeFancy. Put the thing there. There's the other guy with the influencer headphones. He's over at twitch.tv/WaifuXDestroyer. That's because Waifu Destroyer was already taken, so let's sue.
Yeah, that dude hasn't been on his
Damn.
account for like 6 years, and I keep petitioning Twitch. Let me have it.
I was gonna say, can you claim it like Twitter?
I'm trying.
Like, I know.
Like every couple of months, I'll email Twitch and just be like, "Hey, this waifu destroyer without the X hasn't logged on for like 6 years. Can I have the name?" No, sorry, we don't do that right now. I think I have to be a partner and like buy the name. So we're just gonna live with the X for now.
It's fine. A waifu X destroyer. It works out. Both of them stream. You can also follow me at Facebook for memes. It's just my name. Look it up.
Yeah, pretty good.
A 10 out of 10 memes. 10 out of 10 would
I do
recommend
my
to
best.
friends.
Also, if you want
All
to
right,
hang
bye.
out, okay, bye.
Oh, stop talking.
Oh.
We're gonna bring up the Discord?
Yes, I was, and then you said bye. So
No,
fuck
bring
you.
up the Discord.
We
Cut
have a
that out.
Discord. Fuck you. I'll get Dev to put the link in the description. We got a Discord. We're opening it.
I'll put the link somewhere.
It's where we do this shit. So maybe we'll have like if anyone wants to chat before we do this shit, we can like have a Sunday night fan chat and then do the podcast.
It's not the chat with all the porn in it, right?
Those are locked behind. Listen, it's a tiered system. You can
Okay,
see
I
a
just
lot more than the general public can see.
I just want to make sure Colonel Sanders' cock is just
Colonel
like
Sanders' cock is hidden behind rolls. Yes, you're fine.
Okay,
That's a double
so
joke because Colonel Sanders' cock is definitely hidden behind rolls. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.